All right, we're recording. Okay, so Shey, do you want to start off just because we have a couple of new people on this Zoom? Will you just tell a little bit about your story, even though most of these people are like, yeah, we know Shey and we like worship the ground she walks on, it's fine. But will you just, for the people that don't know who you are, will you just like tell them your story?
Yes. So I was late to this because I just got off my leader Zoom and I literally like spit out fire and I was sweating so bad I sweat through my shirt. So I had to go change and I had sweat on my upper lip. That's how worked up I got. So
Do
that's
it
why I
again.
was late. I
Do
apologize.
it again. Do it again.
Yeah, so I'm in a mood, okay? So I may just like spit fire for the next hour while I'm at it. So hopefully y'all are ready. I'm Cheyenne. I am so red if y'all don't know me. I'm 21. I'm a presidential and I've been in this business for 3 years in December, which is so freaking crazy. I joined when I was 18 and within 5 months I went full time with this business and saw over a $2,000 paycheck. So if you think you're too young or too old or don't have the cool stuff or like don't have what it takes to be successful, you're wrong, because this business is made for anybody. So I went to college, went through a lot of life. I put my business on the back burner, which is the worst thing you could ever do. Lost my whole team. If you go back on my YouTube channel, like 2 years ago, in October, I had like 2 people on my team Zoom. So it gets better. I I pro- I lost rank for a long time. Soul searching, went to conference, like had a huge, massive boom in my business. So get to conference. If I could give you any advice, or if you listen to anything that is said on this Zoom, it is get your butt to conference because you get to meet me and you get to meet Morgan and you get to meet all the crazy, incredible people that are going to take your business to a whole nother level. So I went double the month after I went to conference. 3 months later, I went triple, and 3 months later, I went presidential diamond and went from a like $464 paycheck in January to a $26,000 paycheck in October. Yeah, if you saw $26,000 today, you'd be just as shocked as I was because I was not expecting to ever make that much money with this business. But when you have an incredible opportunity like this that completely transforms your whole entire life, you will see a $26,000 paycheck if you believe in yourself enough to have the confidence to work this business every single day. And so now our team is going ambassador. And I'm just so excited. And I'm so excited to do this Zoom for y'all.
Yay, I'm so pumped up about this, seriously. And I love that you're on fire because, we could always use a little bit of Shea fire and a whole nother level. So bring on the pit stains. Let's go.
They're
Okay.
probably gonna come out. This is a light shirt. This is a light colored shirt.
Okay, so I don't know. I don't really have like any questions specifically. I can come up with some, but will you just kind of share some of like your aha moments from the conference, or like even if it wasn't necessarily from what like a speaker said, but just like being around certain people, like what you learned from that? Like, I don't know. Just tell us everything. I want to know all of it.
Gotcha. It's probably just gonna flow because I left my house Thursday, October 30th, and got home yesterday. So I literally went to Boston, got so filled up from that, came home for 6 hours, and flew out to Charleston the next day. So I have literally I haven't really talked to my team because I've been so plugged in trying to get all this information that I came home and was like, I don't know where to start. Like I brought my iPad and took notes from everything, and I'm over here like so much information. So I went through when I did a Rise recap yesterday. So if you don't get like 100% everything that I say, I also just did a Rise recap on my YouTube channel where it was all of the triple diamond and aboves that were there that shared stuff and they could have taken other stuff from it that I didn't if you want more value from that. But I highlighted like key points in here. So take notes because it's too much for me to tell you for you to remember any of this because guys, I left that event every day drained in a good way. So I have all this stuff to give you, but I need you to write it down because you're not going to be able to process all of this. So number one, I want to tell y'all something about Rachel. So for those of you that do know Rachel and love her, welcome to the club. If you don't know Rachel, you need to go get her book, go watch her podcast, like all the things, because she's incredible and she has such a gift. And so she does these business conferences. Next year it's going to be in Austin, so I don't have to fly anywhere. I just get to drive. But all of you need to go. It's going to change your entire business. But how many of y'all that do know her just heard of her within the past 2 years? Drop a one. If you just recently started hearing about her, you just read her book, You just started listening to her podcast, like all that. Okay, a lot of ones. Guys, she's been doing this for 16 years. 16 years, and she is just now getting the fruition of what she's been working so hard for 16 years. The book that you love so much, Girl Wash Your Face, that's now the #2 best-selling book in the world. She wrote 5 books before that, and 10 people bought them. 10. She's written a total of 6 books. 5 of them got 10 people to buy it, and this book was the 2nd best-selling book in the entire world. She's been doing this business for 16 years, and what you should take from that is that you working this business for a couple of months and not seeing results and quitting is selfish, because you have no idea where this business will take you if you just consistently work it. Guys, what if when Rachel started out as a food blogger and posted a picture of food and someone messaged her to advertise their eggs on her Instagram story and she took off as being a food blogger? What if she would have never posted about food? She wouldn't have got the food blogging thing, and then it wouldn't have taken her to being an author, and then it wouldn't take her to be a speaker, and then a motivational speaker, and then what she's created now where there's 6,800 people and she made $4,700,000 off of one event. I did the math. And that was if all the tickets costed $500, and that's what I paid, but the people on the floor paid $1,800. So she made more than that. So consistency work your, oh my gosh, I can't talk. Consistency is key. Number 2.
I was gonna say something too really quick. Like, y'all know that song Truth Hurts by Lizzo? Like that song like everybody's obsessed with? That they're like, oh my gosh, like this summer it like blew up. Guess when it was released? September 2017. And literally people heard it this summer and it got huge. And now everybody knows who Lizzo is. But she was doing this for so much longer before. So imagine if Rachel, just like she was saying, like people, like she wrote this book and like only 10 people bought it. Like if she had stopped, think of all of your lives who put a 1 at the beginning and said, yeah, I read her book and like my life has been impacted. You wouldn't have been. You would have missed out on that generational blessing from her doing that one thing because she gave up. So, okay, keep going.
Yep. And that goes to say, I'm on a Zoom for all of you. And what if Morgan would have quit this business the first time something went bad in her business? What if she would have quit when the first person on her team quit, or she missed a promotion, or she lost a rank, or her paycheck dropped? None of you would be here. So that's a huge thing to take away. Number 2, failure. Being afraid to fail. So failure is the thing that you're afraid of, and it's the single most thing that's going to be a catalyst for everything that happens in your business. So it's the very fact that failure hurts that you pay attention to it and you grow from it, okay? So when I lost rank, like I explained the first time in my story, it hurt and it sucked because I had failed at something, and I had failed at something that I was so passionate about and I loved so freaking much, and I failed at it. I was over here making $100, putting on a front to people that I was a diamond making $2,000, and I felt like a failure. But it was in that moment that I learned the most about my business, and is the firm reason as to why I'm here today, because I took that failure, learned from it, grew from it, and became the presidential diamond that I am now, telling you I'm about to go ambassador. Because I took that failure and didn't let it knock me down. I got back up and grew from where I was at. And then another thing, this is going to be so random because none of this goes together. It's just a bunch of facts, so there's no flow. How do you feel about yourself when you're by yourself? So the biggest thing in this business is understanding that it's 100% self-discipline, right? You, like Morgan can give you all the tools in your toolbox, but she can't make you actually use the hammer that she gave you. She can't make you actually use the tape measure on your team, because that's up to you. And so when you're by yourself, how do you feel about yourself when you're by yourself? Are you working? Are you showing up? She also said, take the 2 most inspirational people in your life, drop them in the comments. Who inspires you most in this business? Not in your life, but in this business. Top leaders, Morgan, whoever. 2 people that inspire you most. If they had a camera on you for 24 hours, what would they say about your work ethic with this business? Would you be so embarrassed? Like some of you would be like so embarrassed. You would be like, oh my gosh. And you would like go up to them and be like, I'm so ready to go diamond. Then they sign you up for a coaching call and you didn't know they watched you. And then you sign them up for a coaching call and you get on there and you're like, I'm so ready to go diamond. And they're like, oh yeah, like I didn't even see you pick up your phone once. I didn't even see you message one person. I didn't even see you post once. Some of y'all needed that reality check. I know it. Okay. The next thing, mindset is the bricks of your foundation. So no matter how big that you want your house, I'm going to tell you a story. Ed Milet, super amazing. You need to go look him up on Instagram. Drop the comment in the chat. Amazing. So read, so real, like has the most incredible voice that you just want to listen to, like amazing. And he was so broke. He was in a boat on the lake, driving on the lake with his wife, sitting in there, and he sees this old man on this plot of land that he wants so bad, so badly. And he goes up to this guy and he's like, I want your land. He's like, it's not for sale. Every time he goes out on the lake, he goes up to this guy and he's like, I want this land. Like, I want this land so bad. He's like, it's not for sale. Well, one day he was riding his boat and the man waves him down and was like, hey, like, I'm going through a divorce. Like, I need to sell this land. And he was like, crap, I don't have the money for this. Like, I didn't think you were actually ever going to sell it. I just really wanted it. And he didn't have the money. Long story short, found the money, put up everything he had. He gave the guy his boat to get his land, gets his land, and it's a disaster. Like, it's built on rock. There was no house on it. And they were like, there's a reason there's no house on it. Like, you can't even build out here. Like, there's so much rock. It's not, not good land. There's no soil, like all this stuff. And he pays like $35,000 a week for these people to come in and rock his land. And he popped up this picture while we were there of this mansion, like the biggest house I've ever seen. And all below it is rocks. And they built this house from the rocks that they shattered and collided and dynamited, and it's the foundation of his house. And he talks about how that mindset of his, where he was so strong on getting this house and getting this house and getting this house, he got the house and God provided for him and used the actual rocks that were dynamited to build the foundation of this massive house that he has. So you have to make sure that the mind that you have, the mindset that you pour into your business every day is strong, because it's the foundation of where you're going. That strong, I'm doing this is what's going to get you to where you want to be. And it's going to take your mess of that house and be your message. And I just got done preaching this to my team as to why I sweat through my shirt, because guys, they talked about so much. Like, I don't know if y'all know my story, and I've been opening up about it recently because I realized how many people I can help, but my mom is a severe alcoholic, and I grew up in government housing. I grew up literally having absolutely no money, like getting the pink slips in the mail and all of this stuff, like just not a environment for a successful person to come from. So those of you that maybe had a messy life, maybe your life is a mess now. Maybe you've gone through people with addiction and bad relationships or toxic relationships or whatever. Maybe you have so much baggage that you feel like you can't do this. You can, because God is going to take your mess, and turn it into a message. Because now that I've been able to share that, and I shared it on my story tonight from a video that I did, I had like 17 people swipe up and say, oh my gosh, like, yeah, and I just posted, you can too. It's what I did in my team page is about. I love that. Emily Parker, you are on it, sister. I posted that like 30 minutes ago and she's already seen it. Okay. So y'all need to get on Emily's level. She needs to be in your circle, because I told my team that, and I told them, like, your mess is why you're here. Like, God put this business in your life to share your mess so that he can turn your mess into a message for you to be something for someone. Morgan's had a mess in her life some way, some which, how, and she's turned that into being where she is. It's her catalyst to push her to where she wants to be. I grew up in that situation and knew I want to create a legacy for my family. I don't want to be this. I love them to pieces, but I don't want to be my parents. I want to be more than that. And this business was the car that I got into, and it was my vehicle to take me to where I wanted to go. Right now, you do not have the skill to take you where this team is going. So, how many of y'all know Morgan's going ambassador soon? Drop a 1. How many of you know that you're about to be on an ambassador diamond team that's going to reach the top of the company? You best all know it, because it's happening. You're going to get left behind if you don't know it. You don't have the skill right now to take Morgan to an ambassador team. You don't. And neither does she. Because every day you all have to grow as a team, as a unit, to have the skill that's going to take her team and you to that next level. You do not have the skill that's taking you to where you want to go, because you all have to grow. You have to work every day. Morgan's not going ambassador today. because you'll still have to grow. You still have to go more places and go through more things and more valleys and learn more things, right? And then once you reach that and Morgan goes ambassador and you go triple and you go double and there's all these presidentials and all these diamonds popping and everyone wins, then Black Diamond's the next goal. Then her 2.0 gets open and there's so many new people, and then your next goal is presidential, and then your next goal is double. All of you have a next goal, and you don't have the skills for that either. You have to grow. I am going ambassador just like Morgan. We're doing it together. I have to grow in order to be an ambassador, and that's why I'm not there yet. I have to grow into the person that I'm supposed to be in order to go to that next level. So right now, if you're struggling with where you're going, it's because you don't have the skills that you need in order to level up, in order to be that next person. It's not saying you never will. It's saying you're not there right now. All of you, how many of y'all have ever texted Morgan or your leader and been like, dude, like I have so many good people on my team. Like they're amazing. Like I want to go to the next level with them. Like I've been trying to drag them along. I have to text them to get on Zooms. Like I want these people. Like they're so good, right? How many of y'all have had that? You got a good team and you're going to have a good business. Why not have an incredible team and an incredible business of people you don't have to chase, of people you don't have to beg to be on Zooms, of people you don't have to question if they're working or not. Stop settling for your good team and go find your incredible team. Go find your whole nother level team. Go find the people that are going to show up for you when you're showing up every single day, and not the people that you have to beg to get on your Zooms. Morgan probably didn't have to beg you to be here, and that's why you're here, and that's why you're on your team, and that's why you're probably on her ambassador chart, right? Am I speaking to somebody? You have people on your team that you're trying to drag along, and you're going to have a good business that you never maintain. Your checks are never going to be average. You're going to have to beg them for the rest of the time you're in this business to work, when you could go out there and be the runner that you're wanting to join your team and be the incredible whole nother level leader so that you have incredible whole nother level people. Am I right? Nobody wants a good business. I don't want a good business that doesn't sustain itself. I want incredible people that are going to join my business that I am not going to have to sit there and be like, hey, yo, you're going to get on the Zoom today? Nothing pisses me off more than that. Can I tell you that? It makes me mad. I had to do that today, and I'm like, this is a freaking leader Zoom. Like, why am I texting a Ruby to get on a leader Zoom? You're invited to this. I didn't ask you to be here. It's happening, y'all. I'm getting sweaty. Things are coming out. I don't know what's about to come out, but I'll tell you. If you're surrounding yourself with people that are struggling in their business, that is why you are struggling. Let me say it again. You are literally, say you're a diamond, okay, and you're maintaining Ruby. I got a lot of those, okay, you're not alone. You're maintaining Ruby, and you're over here texting your diamond friend that's maintaining Ruby too. And y'all are sitting here chit-chatting about how you're making $500 a month and you once were making $2,000 and your team isn't working and you're just so bothered and you're so pissed off, and you're texting somebody that's in the same valley as you, talking about why you're in the valley. You need to elevate. Stephanie Dunn is in my circle. Am I in hers? No, because she doesn't want to be where I want to be. Morgan is in my circle. And she's in my circle because we don't text each other talking crap about why we aren't where we want to be. You can have people in your circle that are right where you want to be, but the moment they start talking crap about where they are and talking negatively and it's bringing you down, they've handed you the scissors. Cut it. A lot of you, this is me too, so I'm about to speak to somebody because I can relate. Your story is an anchor. That story I just got done telling you, I am so tired of telling it. I am so tired of telling the same story over and over. Am I proud of it? Heck yeah. Am I proud of being a presidential? Yes. Am I proud of being the youngest one? Oh yeah. Am I over it? Yes. Do I want to be ambassador? Yes. Do I want to do more incredible, great big things? Yes. And I am so tired of telling the same story. And my story has been an anchor. It has literally held me down where I'm at because I'm so freaking proud of saying it that I haven't grown anymore. Some of you are using your story that you're telling over and over and over, and you're like, oh my gosh, like I'm a diamond. I make $2,000 a month. Like, this is great. Nobody wants to hear it anymore. And I know you don't either. Your team wants to hear you say, like, let's go double. Your team wants to hear you say something new. Our stories should not be our anchors. They should be something that causes us to go. Go write a new story. Go reach another promotion. Go elevate yourself. Go be somebody different. We didn't join this business. Like, when I reach ambassador, that is not like the end all be all. I didn't reach the top of the mountain. I'm only halfway up. I want to write a new story every single day, every single month, every single time, and not tell the same one anymore. Real life will hit you. Who are you going to be when reality hits? Reality will hit you. Who are you going to be when reality hits? Guys, do you expect your life to be just perfect all the time? If you do, tell me. I want to see how many of you expect your life to be perfect all the time. Okay, nobody. Why do you expect your business to be perfect all the time? Why do you expect to enroll all the time and have all these people on your team all the time and expect all these people to be mass enrolling all the time and nothing to happen? You should not do that. Reality is going to hit. People are going to leave. Your paycheck will drop. You will lose rank. Things are going to happen, and it's not a bad thing. It's not. It's a good thing that you go through things. It's a good thing that reality hits, because I learned the most about myself in the valleys of this business. I learned the most about myself when people quit and people left and I lost rank and my paychecks dropped and the bad stuff happened. It showed me to get back up. It showed me to say, like, Shey, you've done it again. Like, do it again, sister. Like, get back up. Who are you going to be when reality hits? Are you going to be the person that Morgan has to beg to get on a Zoom? Are you going to be the person that Morgan has to text and say, dude, like, where have you been? No, because when reality hits her, she's still showing up. There's probably been a couple Mondays that she doesn't want to do these Zooms because she has nothing to give. She has to pull something out of her butt. She still does it because that's what she's called to do. This is her job. And when reality hits, it doesn't change the fact that she's a leader. She could lose rank all the way to executive and she would still be here showing up for you. And that's what you have to do for your team. You have to be that person that's willing to show up no matter what, even when reality hits. Because guys, when your business was thriving, think of a time when your business was just exploding. Like, think of a time when you hit the rank you wanted to be at and you saw the paycheck and everyone was killing it. You didn't notice anything that you're noticing now. All the things that are happening to you now were happening then too, but you didn't notice because you were so fired up and so excited and you were at a high and nothing was a big deal. And then reality hits. And the paycheck dropped, and so did you. Your paycheck dropped and you went MIA. Nobody could find you. Do you realize that that's so stupid? Because in order to be at the high that you were at, you have to continue to be the person you were then. And I guarantee you right now, you are not being the leader you were then. You are not working your business like you were then because it was going good. And now that it's not, your paycheck drops, your business drops, and poof, you join the witness protection program and you're nowhere to be found. And then you're so mad when you open your commissions check because it's not where you wanted it to be, but it's because you stopped showing up. And that was the last question of, like, when the money doesn't show up, will you still show up? I'll leave you with that. If you're being controlled by your emotions, you won't show up in ways that you need. So this was a big thing for me because I am red 50% of the time, and 50% of the other time I am yellow. And I'm very sensitive and I'm very people oriented. I don't want to hurt feelings and I don't want to step on toes, which is very contradicting because I'm red and I'm also like, get your crap together, but I love you. It's really hard and it's frustrating sometimes, but guys, you can't let your emotions steer you. If you have somebody on your team that you know, you need to tell them that they need to work harder, that they're not showing up in the way that they need to be. As a leader, it is your responsibility to help them, not say, oh, well, they're struggling, but I don't want to tell them because that's going to hurt their feelings. Don't let your emotions run your business. You have to be real with people when it's meant to be real. Don't be an asshat. Be a good human and go to them and tell them, hey, you're struggling. I think that this would really help you. I've gone through this before and I don't want it to happen to you. Go to them as a business decision and not as a, I don't want to hurt your feelings, so I'm going to hold back, because that's not helping anything. Get great at saying no to things that don't get you your yes. I'm sure you've heard this 100 times, but sometimes when Rachel Hollis says it in front of you and you feel like you're getting punched without them even touching you because you're like, shoot, okay. Stop saying yes to Netflix every single day. Stop saying yes to going to the bar every single night. Stop saying yes to people you don't like. Stop saying yes to distributors that you're letting them control you because they're not working and you're like, yeah, like, I want you to be on my team. I want you to work super hard and they're not doing anything, and you keep yes to them. That's getting you closer to where you want to be. You've got to learn to say no, guys. Stop letting Facebook suck you into all their videos for 3 hours that night and you didn't get your 6 list done. Stop letting YouTube and TikTok and Twitter and all this other crap that you're saying yes to, it's not getting you closer to your big yes. Say no. 4 things you need to understand. Write these down. Trent, I forgot his last name. He's a motivational speaker. He played in the NFL. So freaking good. He has so many viral like YouTube videos and Facebook videos. Number 1, these are questions you have to, these are things you have to understand. Number 1, what will happen if I don't show up? What will happen if I don't show up? Yes, Trent Shelton. He's freaking amazing. What will happen if you don't show up is probably what's happening right now. If your business is not where you want it to be, it's because you did not show up. Okay? You have to show up. That's all. There's no other description. You've got to show up. Number 2, who is dependent on you? I'm going to tell you a story really quickly and zone you back in. How many of you have kids? Drop a 2. How many of you are mamas? A lot of you. Some of you aren't, but this is still going to make sense to you, okay? When you go to a Christmas play and your child is in the play, or maybe your cousin or whoever, you go to a little Christmas concert and you're over here looking at your kid, it doesn't matter if there's 30 kids on the stage. You're going to be on your Facebook Live, zoomed all the way in on your kid, and you're like, look at him, he's so cute. Oh my God, he's so cute. And that's all you're going to be paying attention to, is your little kid up there that's so squishy that you're just it's so cute. And that's all you're focusing on. And then sometimes you look over at the little kid that's dancing, doing his own thing. He's pretty cute. But at the end of the day, you're still looking at your kid because he's so cute. That is what your team is doing to you. They are so zoomed in on you because you're their leader. And some of you are being zoomed in on and you're not doing anything. And they're like, oh crap, I don't think I want to be in this business anymore because she's not doing anything. Can I get an amen? Your team, how many of you are zoomed in on Morgan and you see her slaying it? You see her enrolling. You see her working. She is killing the freaking game. And you're zoomed in on her and you stay zoomed in. And then some of you, your teams have quit. And you're like, Morgan, my team's quitting. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what to do. Because they're zoomed in on you and you ain't doing nothing. Number 3. This was so real at this event. Like when he said this, I was like, oh my gosh, I got punched. You are replaceable. And it is hard to like hear that, but you are replaceable. And what I mean by that is, how many of you have looked at your chart and you see this person and they're like not doing anything? Like maybe they've been like working, but they're like not producing any results. And you're like, okay, I've got to pull up somebody else. And you pull up the person that is working. You got replaced not because they don't love you, not because they don't believe in you, probably because they believe in you so much it's painful, but you're not doing anything. It's a business decision. And people get replaced because this is a business thing. And you will get replaced by people pulling up. People will always rise above you if you do not catch up with people. No one is like you, but people can do the same thing as you. And you've got to understand that you're on somebody's chart and you are a big part of someone's business. And if you're not doing the things, you can't continue to hold that person back and you will be replaced. And someone else will come up and rise above it and reach the top and go with Morgan on her ambassador chart and go with the next person on their triple promotion, and you will get chopped not because they don't love you so much and not because they don't believe in you. Guys, there's so many people on my team that I believe in so much it hurts me because I see everything that they don't see, and it's so frustrating. It's so frustrating. But I'm going ambassador because that's what I was meant to be, and I'm pushing so hard to change my life and other people's lives, and I can't hold what I'm doing and what our team is doing back for someone that can't see it. The only thing I can do is hope that by me showing them and working this business and believing in them and pouring into them and giving them the tools, that they will one day catch on. But you will be replaced and you will be left behind. And it is the worst thing ever, but it's what happens. Maybe you are being replaced right now and you don't even know it because you haven't been showing up, and the people that are above you are going to great, great, great big places. If you were going ambassador and you had everyone on your team and you were so ready and you had a leg on there that wasn't doing anything but had the potential but wasn't producing, and they had someone underneath them that was like freaking killing it, they get pulled up, you get cut. You're still there, you can still hustle, but you're not that person because you have to be that person in the time and the place that you're in. So that was a super like oof thing that I heard. I was like, oh gosh, wow. Okay, number 4, faith. Okay, faith, not hope, faith. I have never once said, I hope I'm going to be ambassador one day. I said, no, I have faith in God that I will. Hope is a feeling. Feelings go away. Faith is hope is just something you just throw out like, oh, I hope I'll get there. Or I hope I'll enroll my next runner. Faith is believing in every ounce of your being that you will be where you want to be, that you will do the great big things, that you will go to those next levels, that you will find those people that need this business more than you. Have faith that God has instilled in you what you need to get to the next level, because it is literally my background. God has prepared you for this. God has prepared you for this. Stop hoping that things are going to happen to you, because God cannot bless your steps if you do not take the first step to begin with. He cannot bless your actions and do the supernatural if you can't do the natural. God cannot do your 6 list for you. You can pray at night all you want for him to do your messages, but it ain't gonna happen. But what he can do is when it comes down to the end of the month and you're 5,000 away and you don't know how in the flip it's gonna happen, and you text Morgan freaking out and you've poured everything you have into this promotion and you've maxed out all your messages, you've done everything you can, God will do the supernatural. Guys, when I was 26,000 BV away from presidential, and I got, triple, both of them I was that far. It was ridiculous. I never questioned it because I had faith that it was going to happen. And when I was going triple and I was 26,000 away, I got charted for triple on the 19th of the month. I was not even charted. And it got down to the 25th and I was 7,000 away from triple diamond, guys. And I sat there and I was like, I did not put every ounce of everything I have into this promotion for me to miss this. And I fought like hell until the end of the month. And you want to know what? I went triple because I did the natural and I had faith and I trusted God to do those things for me because I had showed up to him and I had given him the glory and I had poured into my team and I had prayed for this every single day. Have faith in where you're going. How can you believe in the impossible if you never do the impossible? And that goes into what I just said. When I was going triple, 26,000 seemed so impossible. Like I saw that and I was like, I am an idiot for thinking that this is going to happen. Like 26,000, I don't think anyone's done that. They have, but you tell yourself crazy stuff. And I was like, I don't think I can do this. But I was like, you know what? Like I've got to decide now. I've got to go all in. I can't be a chicken. Like I got to do it. And so I went all in. I stayed up all night. I killed myself to go triple. Do I recommend that? No. But I believed in the impossible. I believed that I could do something so crazy and so unforeseen that I had never done. And the reason things are so scary and so impossible is because the things we want to do and the places we want to go, we have never been there before. And you think that going double is so far away because you're not charted and you don't have the people. But do you know, if you actively work towards that every single day and you said, okay, this is my double chart, I'm 9 distributors away, the only thing you can do is go enroll distributors. If you sit back and say, this is so hard, this is so far, like I need so much volume, you're not getting there any quicker. Like you gotta just do it. Like if you need 9 distributors, go and roll a distributor. That makes it 8. And then go and just roll another one. That makes it 7. And then if somebody quits, you're back at 7. But you still have 7 more. You've got to stop saying that it's impossible, because if you don't do the impossible, you're teaching your team it's okay to not dream big. I guarantee you, if Morgan was 947 distributors from ambassador, she would go and roll a distributor and she would make it 946. And yes, that number would be scary, but it would not stop her, because she has faith that it's going to happen, and she knows that it may be impossible, but she's never been there before, and she's going to go for it, and she's going to do it. So stop saying that your next rank is impossible, because it's not, because we've all done it. I've done it. I've been where you wanted to be, and I've done it, and I was afraid of it, but I did it. Do not lower your ambition for people. Raise your discipline. How many of you, drop a 2, if you have been told that you cannot do this business, that it won't last, that you won't be successful, that you're stupid for thinking you're going to be successful, that this is a pyramid scheme, that it's a scam? Probably all of you. And I'm glad, because I can tell you what, when I joined this business and people sat there and said, this won't work, I said, watch. People said, you won't be successful. I said, watch. Do not lower your ambition for people that are where you do not want to be. If you would not trade places with that person, do not take advice from them. You cannot lower your ambition. You have to raise your discipline, because I can tell you what, when you do something they said you'd never do, it feels 10 times better. Did I do this for other people? No. But could I show them through the way of me getting to what I wanted to get to that I freaking did the thing? Yes. Okay, so this is just like a random tip. It's not super significant. But how many times have you heard somebody say, like, I don't think I could sell these things. I don't think I could sell from this business. I don't think I could do what you do. You told us to say, can you tell me your favorite food? And they would be like, oh my gosh, yes, like I love this pizza from this restaurant. Like it's so freaking good. And be like, oh, you can't sell? Well, you just sold me pizza from that restaurant. And that shook me. I was like, there are so many people that say they can't sell and they can't do what I do because they wouldn't be good at sales and they don't have experience. And he was just asking what their favorite food is and where it's at. And then say, well, you just sold me that food because now I want that pizza. And I was like, oh my God, that's so good. So now you know what to say when somebody says that to you. Okay. Okay, so I have to tell you this story. It's super good. So, Steve Jobs, you all know who Steve Jobs is. When he created Apple in his head, you know, he had this huge business opportunity. He was dreaming so big. He had this super great idea of making Apple, and it's going to be just his best thing ever. So he contacts a friend that he knows who is the CEO of Pepsi, and his name was Scully, okay? He calls Scully, and he's like, dude, I've got this super cool business opportunity. I know it's going to be incredible. I know we're about to be billionaires. Like this is about to be the next best thing. Like it's so amazing. And he's like, I'm the CEO of Pepsi. Like I've got it over here. Like you do your thing. Okay. He keeps persisting. He keeps calling and he's like, I've got the best thing ever. Like I can do this. Like I'm about to change your life. Like, let's do this. Like, I need you to do this with me. Kept ignoring him, kept pushing him off for so long. Steve tried to get him to do this with him and be a partner. Well, this is back when there were like phones like in the car, you know, like it's not in our day and age, but like there were like phones in the car and that's how you talk to people. And I didn't know you could actually leave voicemails on those things, but you could. And so Steve Jobs called him and he left him a voicemail and he said, look, I have tried to get you to do this with me. I've tried to tell you what you're going to miss out on. I've tried to get you to like join this and, you know, make this the best thing ever. But this is the last phone call I'm going to make to you. Like, I believe in this with every ounce of my being. If you don't, that's great. But like, I'm not going to contact you anymore. He was like, dude, you sell sugar water to people. And I'm about to show you a business opportunity that's going to change everything for you. And you're saying no, but I will never contact you again if you don't call me back. Well, his wife was in the car when he was listening to that voicemail that Steve had left him and said, you really do sell sugar water. Like, he sounds really passionate about this business. He called him back. He quit his job as the CEO and president of Pepsi and joined Steve Jobs in this business venture. And it's known today as Apple. You have to believe in what you have so much that you would tell Kim Kardashian to join this business with you. You have to believe in what you're doing so much that you feel convicted to tell this to every person that you pass, because that is what we have. This business has given me everything. Friendships I never knew that I needed, that I never thought I would be able to find. Financial freedom that I thought was illegal. So much has come from this business, and I feel so convicted to share it. And if nothing has happened to you from this business, if you're new and you're like, what the heck is this girl saying? You will find out very quickly that this business will give you everything you didn't think you could ever have. And you will feel so convicted to share this to every single person that you would feel so confident to walk up to the President of the United States and say, dude, you need this business. Because that is what we have. How many of you feel like you've got a total mess? Your business is a mess. Your life is a mess. You came from a mess. All of that stuff. I may have already said this, but we're going to say it again. Your mess is your message. So you need to get out there and you need to go on your social media and to your team and share it. Share your life, share your stuff, talk to people about where you've come from, talk to them about what you're doing, because I can tell you what, you're going to relate to people. All the people that have messaged me tonight after me sharing that have messaged me saying how it's inspiring, and I was too afraid to share it because I was too afraid that it was too messy. You will relate to people in every aspect of your life, and you have to be willing to share it. Your business is your vehicle to change the world. And this goes off of what I said about your conviction to share with everybody. Get in the car. Get in the car, get in the driver's seat, put your hands on the steering wheel, and put your car in drive. People will get out of your car. Every stop that you get at, people will leave, but people will get in. And there were people that will get in your car, that will stay in your car with you through every valley, every time you get a blowout, every time your transmission goes out, they will still be in your car. Stop exiting. Stop pulling off the side of the road every time it gets hard, and keep driving. Because this vehicle that you're in is the vehicle that's taking you to the places that you never thought that you would be at, and you're literally going to change the world with this business. It's already been changing the world for 20 years, but where are you going to take this business? Our company is going beyond $1 billion, and I want to be a part of it. And so if you are in a car, you're going to end up upgrading to a freaking $1 billion, motorhome. Like, you're going to keep getting bigger and better, and you're going to keep needing more room, and you may have to tag along a trailer, and then pretty soon you're going to have 17 buses behind you of people that believed in you, even when the people got out. Treat this as the vehicle to change the world. And if you don't feel like you're being a world changer, then you need to reevaluate your vision and where you're going. Imagine this business like a piñata. You've got this piñata and you hit it, and the next person hits it, and the next person hits it, and the next person hits it, and they don't get candy, and the next person hits it, and the next person hits it, and you keep freaking hitting the piñata trying to get candy out of it, and nothing's coming out. And then one time you hit the piñata and it explodes and everyone gets a piece of candy. This business is like a piñata. You hit it and you hit it and you go and you go and you go and you put everything you have into this business, and you keep not seeing results, and then you see results, and you start seeing results, and you start seeing the hole open in the piñata, and you start getting closer and closer, and then it explodes and you reach where you want to be. Keep hitting the piñata. Keep going, swim down, as Dory would say, because you're going to hit the piñata and it's going to explode, and everyone on your team is going to get a piece of candy for everything that y'all put into your business every single day, even when you didn't want to. You as a leader are here to polish and shine what they already have. You have people on your team who maybe don't see the vision, who maybe don't understand, who maybe you literally begged to post every single day and they just don't get it. You are not here to change somebody. You are not here to make somebody be a leader if they're not. You're not here to force somebody to work this business. You're here to open them in your arms and just be there for them and polish and shine the qualities they have. And that was a super big thing for me, because I sit here and I'm like, well, she needs to just do this, and she needs to do this, and she needs to do that. And I was barking her orders instead of trying to polish the things she already has. If you have somebody on your team, find the qualities that they have and rise them for it. Praise them for everything that they do, and polish and shine the things they have so that they can realize they do have quality and talents, and help them find the other ones. So the very end of the conference, Rachel ended it in a really kind of weird way. And she talked about the 3 things that's going to throw you off. She was like, you got all this information, so I'm ending you with this because I gave you all this information, okay? I gave you things that you probably just like, I mean, drop a 1 if you got something that was like, holy crap, I needed that. Like, that was just the bee's knees. Like, thank you. She ended this conference with saying, there are going to be things that throw you off, and if you do not plan for the things that are going to throw you off, you will fall with them. And so I'm here to tell you that I told you so many great things about this business, and you may be just so ready to go right now, and then one thing's going to happen to you, and you're going to sit right back where you were the 2 minutes before you got on this Zoom. You have to plan for what's going to happen, okay? You have to know that there's going to be comparison. You're going to try to compare yourself to all these people that are where you want to be, and they got there quicker than you. You're going to compare yourself to, or you're going to have other people tell you that your ambition is too big, and that you're not going to be successful in this business, and that it's not going to work for you. And number 3, Morgan, can you make me a host? Because I want to show y'all a minute-long video that I took that is so good.
Yes, 1 second. Hang on. Okay.
You got it. Okay, can y'all see this video? Yes, okay.
The thing that's going to throw you off the most is getting knocked down in the valley and not understanding that that was part of the journey. Not understanding that you were supposed to go through that exact thing to make you strong enough to take this mountain. I don't know how you're going to climb the mountain. I don't know what you need. I don't know the tools that you have. I don't know what's facing you. I don't know what's hard. But I know that you are strong enough to stand back up and take one more step. And then take one more step. And then take one more step. The idea of us on the mountain, better, stronger, better, stronger, better, stronger, because all I could think was rage. Just one more step. If you think about the fact that you got a whole mountain to climb, you will quit and you'll die right here today. But if you just think, am I strong enough to take one step? And for some of you, one step looks like calling the client. And for some of you, one step looks like putting on your sneakers and walking to the end of the block. And for some of you, one step looks like therapy. And for some of you, one step looks like forgiveness. And for some of you, one step looks like you knowing that you are strong enough to take this on and standing in the power of who you are. But every single day that you are here, you have the chance. You have the chance to make change. Going into this weekend, I kept
literally everything this woman said this weekend, I was like, I need to video this. I need to video it. Like, this is so good. And I ended up videoing, like, I would be like, oh, I'm just going to video this section. And then I'd look down and the video was 35 minutes long. Because everything she said was so freaking good. And that video, like, I just so happened to record that. And it's so true, because I don't know what you're going through in your business right now. I don't know if you feel like that next step is just crippling, or if that next promotion is just too much and too far. You have to look at it as, what can I do today? What can I do tomorrow to be better? What can I do the next day? What is my first thing that's going to break down where I'm going? If I just sit here and think, I'm going faster, I'm going faster, I'm going faster, that's great. But I need tangible things that I can do that are going to proactively get me to that next level. So what is your next goal that you are pushing for? Drop it in the comments. What is your next goal that you're going for? Next promotion. And think, if I'm going for this thing, what do I need to be doing in order to break this down to get to where I'm going? Guys, I get it. Looking at that next level can be like, I want to go here, but like, what the heck do I do? Like, what? This is too much. Like, triple, yeah, it's great, but like, I'm a diamond. Like, I don't know. Like, you've got to look at things as, how can I break this down? Okay. How can I break this down? So if you're going Ruby, you need 3 people to hit 400. Enroll 3 distributors. Once you get the 3 distributors, help them get their shopping spree. Once they get their shopping spree, you start enrolling customers and placing them under your people. What about Diamond? Diamond is an emerald and a ruby. If you can go Ruby, you can go Ambassador, because you do the same thing. You break it down. Okay, this person's going Ruby. I need to coach them on how to go Ruby. Okay, this person's going Executive. Emerald, whatever. Okay, I need to teach them how to get 2 rubies and do that 2 times. Okay, with me going Diamond, I have to make sure my auto ship is set up. I have to make sure that I'm helping my people and that I'm enrolling customers to distribute. It's not hard, but you've got to break it down, because if you sit there and say, I got to go Diamond, I got to go Diamond, you're never going to get there, because you have to break these things down into sections of things that you can have small wins. When you get somebody their shopping spree, you're like, woohoo, $100 faster. Okay, next thing. Okay, I got this person to Ruby. That's great. Now I just need an Emerald. Okay, now I need to do this. And you break it down and you have these small wins, and that's how you keep going. But when you don't get any wins and you get farther and farther and farther because your goal is too far, just like she said, you're down in this valley trying to figure out where you're going, and the mountain is so far that you stay stuck in the quicksand at the bottom because you're not willing to move. Like I said, God cannot bless your steps if you're not willing to make the first one. You've got to take the steps. You've got to do the things. And I hope that you took so much value from this, because I'm surprised I still have a voice. There's so much more to share, but that is pretty much everything that I highlighted. That's so good and convenient that it's 10 o'clock.
Oh my. That was so good. I have 3 pages of notes. Oh my word. Okay. Type. I don't even know. I was going to say hallelujah, but I don't even know how to spell that, so I'm not going to make y'all type hallelujah. Just type like yay or something. I don't know. Just, if you learned something from that, dude, like, that was so good. And I could touch on each of those things, and just like how it's crazy, because like everything that you talked about is like what I've been learning, and it's just like a different perspective and like following that up. So it was so good. I'm trying to think like what my aha moment is, just to end it. Oh, okay. So like whenever you said stop settling for good when you can have incredible, I think we do that. Like, we're like, okay, this is good. And like, we think that that's it, because we don't believe that you could possibly have great, or that we are worthy of having an incredible team, or that we're the right leader or the right person with the right qualities to lead a team that's incredible versus good, right? I don't know if anybody else feels that way, but I 100% feel inadequate most of the time. I don't feel like I have the ability to lead a team like this, much less where we're headed, because we're about to get a whole lot bigger. And so I think that that does hold me back, because if I don't feel worthy of that, why would I go and create it? If I don't feel worthy of an incredible team, why would I go out and find incredible people? You know, obviously all of y'all are incredible. I'm talking about where we're going. And so for me, like, something that I learned, and this was in a Darius Daniels YouTube channel. I know that I got all of y'all hooked on Michael Todd, but Darius Daniels is incredible. And if y'all watch Michael Todd, he was actually a guest speaker at Michael Todd's church like 2 weeks ago, I think. And Darius Daniels is amazing. But one thing that he said in his video that has stuck out with me for the last week and a half was, and this was not at Michael Todd's church, it's a different one. I can send y'all the link. But he said, God will allow you to live at whatever level you choose. And just because he permits it does not mean he prefers it. I'm going to say it again. God will allow you to live at whatever level you choose. Because you have free will, you can do whatever you want. Mm-hmm. And just because he permits it does not mean he prefers it. He prefers you to have an incredible team, but you're choosing a good team, so he'll permit you to live there. But it doesn't mean that he wants it, because he has so much more for you. He has so much more for me and for our teams. So go and walk in that this week. Go and live in that. And guys, don't forget the truths that you've heard on tonight's Zoom, because it's going to be really easy for the devil and for Satan and the enemy to creep up into your mind tomorrow morning when you're on this high, and whenever you feel this excited. He hates it. Because guess what you go and do with this type of excitement? You go and change lives, and the enemy hates that. His goal is to steal, kill, and destroy. So whatever he can do to break that down, he will. And guess what? It starts with you. It starts with the leader. That's why my job is a lot harder than a lot of other people's that just joined this business, is because not my life, but my job, because I'm the leader and God wants to take me out first. You know, so whenever I have this like amazing excitement, the enemy wants to destroy that. He wants to kill that excitement. And so by me getting up in the morning, knowing, like Shey said, that that's going to happen, I can better equip myself to say, when those thoughts and those doubts come into my mind, I'm not going to listen to them. I'm going to combat those, because I'm waking up and I'm doing affirmations before I go to work tomorrow morning. Before I open up my phone and allow somebody else's thoughts or negativity steer my day, I'm going to choose how my day looks, and I'm going to write out my affirmations, and I'm going to write my truth, and I'm going to say what's true of me and what's true of myself and what's true of my team. Because, you know, all these other people are saying that my business is a pyramid scheme, but what I know to be true is that this business is changing people's lives, and this business is getting me debt free. And other people might say, you know, oh, well, this is like dumb or whatever, but like, we know that that's not true. And other people have their opinions, but we know what's valid, and we know what's true about this team and about this business, and we know there's so much more to that than what's on the surface. So we're going to write those affirmations in the morning. We're going to start our day the right way so that we can be equipped to handle anything that comes our way tomorrow. So don't just think like, oh my gosh, that was such a good Zoom, and then wake up tomorrow and do the same crap that's gotten you here where you are right now, and you say, no, I'm not where I want to be. But you keep doing the same thing over and over and over again, like something's going to change. It doesn't. Change starts with you. So take this, and don't just be like, oh, such pretty notes. Like, my handwriting was so good. Oh my gosh, feel so inspired. Yes, I love it. And then like you walk away and you freaking keep doing the same stuff. How often do we do that? Myself included. Start taking your own advice that you wrote down. You wrote down what she said, so now go do it and apply it to your life. Okay, I'm done. Thank you so much for doing this. I super appreciate it. I'm going to stop the recording.